Hi there, my name is Jean-Sebastien and I'll be doing a presentation on StatCounter, Web Analytics Made Easy. So StatCounter was established in 1999. It started off as a hit counter service. It's been through 3 relaunches. Its logo is very simple. It's a circle being broken down into its individual parts. You can see the imagery of a kind of a donut pie graph, which I believe kind of tries to invoke or evoke statistics and analytics through one picture, which I think is pretty cool for a logo. Um, Now, the target customer, in its mission statement, StatCounter claims, sorry, let me move this up here for you guys. In its mission statement, StatCounter claims to have been started through the frustration of dealing with other counter services that got slower and slower every day. So more than anything, I feel that this is targeting customers or consumers who want a fast and reliable counter service. Nowadays, of course, it does a lot more than just tracking website hits, but to use the terms that we've learned earlier in the semester, I see it more as a reporting tool than an analytics tool, and we'll see further in the presentation why. It's geared towards webmasters and website owners who want an easy and simple way to summarize and report on the activity going on their websites. And so I don't really think it's specific towards an industry because bloggers, marketers, even publishers alike can really benefit from a tool like this. Um, there we go. So free trial and process and pricing. So what does it take for what do the costs look for a service like this? At the base, StatCounter is a free service. Well, you can easily create a free account and you will have a log space of 500 hits, 500 website hits. So 500 website hits does not seem like much. So what StatCounter does is they have you pay for additional log space. And we can see the pricing chart here. But as you want more log space, the monthly subscription price goes up, right? Um, Now it's kind of tough to test with only 500 hits. So what StatCounter also does is they allowed you to have a free trial, 30-day free trial where you have unlimited access and you have 100K, this second tier subscription plan for log space, right? Yeah. So let me put this right there. Okay, so setup and installation is very simple. There's 3 simple steps. First, you need your name, email, you create your account, basically. The next step is to add your project. Adding your project means setting up your website and kind of you provide the URL and your title and some additional information like country and time zone and your report frequency, and then you'll have connected your website. The last step is to insert the code on your website. Now, what this means is, excuse me, you need to add in this code to your website's code. They make it very simple. You can copy it to your clipboard and paste it simply into your website code, or you can even send the instructions by email to whoever maintains your website. So once this is all done, you can start tracking right away. There we go. Let's move this here. Now for clickstream analytic metrics, it's kind of tough with screenshots, so I figured I'd share my screen and kind of show you guys what we had to work with in the demo. Okay. And so we start off in the summary tab. The majority of the clickstream analytics happens in the recent activity tab, but it's just kind of good to see that there's a summary, there's an overview. It's nice to have. Next, we have this visitor activity tab. Now, the visitor activity tab provides kind of like a summary per visitor, per user of your website. And it has aggregated visits and the visits for this most recent uh, most the views for this most recent visit. It also tracks each user, so I think that's fairly useful information, and it's all right here and easily downloaded. Visitor paths shows the clickstream for each of these users, each of these visitors, and so here you can see some users have just two um, views, and then here this user has multiple views. So I like the way that they present this information, and it's all available. Again, you can download that. Now the page view activity is very similar to the visitor activity, so I believe they're kind of doubling up on information provided, but it is good to see kind of the the system information, the websites, all of that. Keyword activity is kind of your search keywords and kind of what words are bringing visitors to your website. And it's very good for search engine optimization, any sort of analytics according to that. The came from activity is showing the connections between your web pages. What web pages are sending users to what website, other web pages. Kind of hard to say, but I believe this is interesting. It's clickstream information, but it is basically already covered in the visitor paths tab. So again, they're kind of doubling up on information, which sometimes is useful to see it in a different light, but sometimes it's information that's already been covered. Download activity is like the conversions tracking. StatCounter seems to only be able to count track downloads rather than like other goals that maybe Google Analytics has, but you can track some sort of conversion. Exit link activity are clicks out of your website. So if you have a sister website or a link to another website, you can track how many users are using that link to leave your website or go to a referral that you might be having. And visitor map just shows you where in the world your visitors are coming from. So let's go back to the presentation now. Perfect. And here we go. So real-time reporting. For real-time reporting, it's only available. Sorry, just turning my notes. It's only available in the visitor activity and page view activity tabs that we just saw. It's very limited functionality. For real time, it's basically auto updating, auto refreshing your browser. It doesn't really provide us with metrics on conversions, like live conversions or uh, aggregated tables with live data or even like creative visuals with live data. None of that is provided. So I would say it's limited functionality, but it does provide you with a method of just updating your browser, updating your table with new visitor information. Now, one thing to note, this is only available for premium plans of above 250 hits and above of log space. So keep that in mind if you are interested in real-time reporting. Let's move this here. Okay, so unfortunately, there's no report segmentation capabilities. And this kind of starts going into my biggest qualm with StatCounter is the lack of customization. We'll see that further on in this presentation. So right here, there's one page that kind of has some a semblance of segmentation, but this is all there is, and it's very uncustomizable. You can't really glean a lot of insights from something like this. So if you do want to report on segmentation, you kind of have to export the data and run the analytics yourself. Um, so there are dashboard features. This is a base dashboard that you see here. Um, and so this comes like this. And the dashboard, in my opinion, looks very clean, well put together. It's very intuitive. It's easy to understand each of these plots and kind of what they're trying to tell you. The only issue I have with this is the lack of customization again. You're stuck with these widgets. These are all the widgets you have available to you, and you don't have the ability to even edit them or change the visual or anything like that. Which very I I like the idea of looking at data in a different direction or um, in a different way. That way, you can probably gain other insights depending on the way you look at the data. Um, so for unique features. There are a couple of unique features that I found with StatCounter. It really like to the users of StatCounter you like to bring up that it can be used for click fraud detection, which I found pretty interesting. You are able to label visitors and kind of track whether there might be a bot or a real person. These page statistics I believe was pretty interesting. There's even predictions in here, which seem pretty cool. Also, they made it very, very, very simple to do email alerts, phone alerts, even app notifications, anything like that. Um, Other than that, you could analyze your Google keyword data in that the keyword uh, tab, which was pretty good. And the labels again are very interesting approaches to looking at data. So for usability. Um, this was, I believe, the best part about StatCounter. It's very easy to use, it's intuitive, easy to understand, easy to create an account, easy, easy, easy. I believe this might be, but also because there is a very limited amount of customization, so it's like a structured setup workflow that they can easily pass you through navigations. Um, there aren't a lot of different things to account for and customize for. So I definitely like the ease of access and usability of StatCounter. So in general, to kind of summarize, um, the advantages of StatCounter is its usability, right? I feel like it was very well thought out. It's clean. It's a crisp feel to it. So very professional. It's a simple website, so it almost lends to the usability, and it's a very intuitive setup. I do also like that ability to kind of track a user by their IP. They really use the IP address and kind of form a profile about a visitor, which essentially creates visitor identities, which can be used for all sorts of analytics and tuning queries and anything like that. Um, and also the click fraud detection. Drawbacks. So there is a very limited amount of customization. This was my biggest drawback is you can't really use it to make your own reports or customize your own sort of insights into this. And I feel like sometimes that can lead to very limited data aggregation, or it can be because of very limited data aggregation, so there's not a lot of data available. Also, it costs money. I may be biased, but just using Google Analytics, which is free, has a lot of these features that StatCounter offers, and it's free. So it kind of makes me question whether it's worth creating an account and going through the subscription process. Um, Now, there is search engine optimization. They make it very simple to register. You just register your website and allow StatCounter access. And then you can sync the website and the keyword data to StatCounter and go ahead and track, which makes it nice. It's a good plus. But I don't believe that it's enough. My biggest qualm, again, is just the lack of customization and the lack of data available for analysis. But other than that, StatCounter is a very easy to use um, and simple web analytics service. So thank you for your time, and I hope that you found this useful.